Hi Andy, really great to meet you for the first time yesterday and start doing some work on your game. Pretty simple session really yesterday. It was all trying to figure out why you could strike a pitching wedge or a 9-iron quite well, and then once you got to a 7-iron, a 6-iron, 5-iron, wasn't really much difference in yardage between the lot of them, and we worked out that there wasn't enough of a downward impact into the ball. If we just look in the middle of it, it's PGA Tour player Charlie Wee, fantastic ball striker, and I've just put a couple of lines in just to sort of illustrate what it is we're talking about. We've got the line down the centre, that's just going to show how his weight stays what we call centred, so it doesn't really move to the right, doesn't move to the left, it just pretty much stays where it is. And the line next to his right hip is just to give you an idea of what happens with his lower half as he starts back. So if we just swing this through to the top, you'll notice there's absolutely no shift to the right there. So you can see the lines going through his body, and his right hip, you can tell that his hips they haven't swayed away from the target. They've stayed as they are, and they've rotated. They've not, like I said, they've not moved to the right. They've stayed where they are and they've rotated, and that's the kind of move we will try to get into at a later point. Now, from this point here now, from this point here now, he's going to hit down into the ground. If you watch now into impact, he's going to hit golf ball first, turf afterwards, and if you look at impact, if you look at how much shaft lean he's got, so the shaft's leaning forward like this, that means the club's still working down as he comes into impact. And that's the kind of feel that we were trying to get yesterday. So if I just show you this one, this is at the start, I've got the same lines, forgive me for my terrific camera work. Obviously, like I said, we weren't really in the best place either starting off with, obviously there wasn't a lot of room in front of us, but you can still get a general idea. You can see there's no real shaft lean forward. If we just take Charlie back to the start here, you can actually see it set up. See how the shaft's leaning forward to start with, and you can see here yours is pretty much straight up, straight down. So as you start back, your lower body will move in this sort of fashion. It will move away from the target. We'll just start back. If you just watch this line here, just watch how your right hip actually moves past that line. It's not a lot, but it's enough. So if we get to the top of your backswing there, you can see how the knees and the hips have all worked away from the target, the hips have swayed over, your upper body's moved away from the target, and that's going to make it difficult from this point then to try and hit the ground in front of the ball. So if we start down, you can see that you're really trying to come back into it, and then as we get into impact here, there's no real shaft lean forward, so the club's working up as you come into impact. You can also see here, so you actually use your lower body quite well on the way through, but you see how your elbows pull apart, so you've got this gap here between your arms. I mean, we sort of discussed probably one of the main reasons for that is, obviously playing out in Saudi Arabia and you're having to pick it off the mats all the time, and obviously because you couldn't take a divot out there, it's all sand courses. So this is going to take just a little bit of getting used to. So like you see here, we get to the top of the backswing, and this is what we were trying to get away from. So what we were doing throughout the session, we had your weight slightly forward, which helped to bring the low point of your golf swing further towards the target, so it's going to be ahead of the ball. And you can also see here you've got some shaft lean in to start with, so this is good. So if we just take this to the top, you can see the lower body's not worked away from the target as much. It's rotating a bit more, not perfect, but we'll get to that. If we just take Charlie to the top, see there the right hip turning, and that's more the position we're going for. You can also see there's a lot more of your body mass to the right of that line than there was before. Now what's going to happen from this point, you're going to start down, and also we were really thinking here, we were giving you the feel that you were going to just try and punch it forward, so nothing too two extremes. You can see here, hands more ahead of impact. The club's working in a more downward fashion. You're not trying to pick it up off the turf. Okay, so if we just go through to this point here, we have a look at Charlie at the same sort of position. You see how the arms are nice and straight. That shows that the arms are extending down towards the ground, allowing him to hit the ground more. So I'm not going to say this is perfect, but there's definitely a smaller gap between your arms there. So just a quick recap. When you're practicing, well, even when you go out playing with your mates, weight 55 to 60% forward, so in your left side, hands forward a bit more to create that bit of shaft lean, and then practicing hitting down into the ground, so you're trying to get ball first, turf afterwards. At the range, just practice punching the ball forward, and that should give you the feel for this kind of shot. Brilliant work, best of luck with it. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye for now.